So
I was
cute.
like, y'all want me to do this? Because if we on episode 9 now, y'all. Y'all already know I really don't like to do much. I'm very dainty. I'm just like, I work hard, but I don't want to work hard, all right? I work hard because I got to, but I'm waiting till I don't have to. So nevertheless, I was like, y'all want me to make this margarita? I tried to pass it off to Jasmine, and she was just like, you got it.
I'm going to record.
I made a margarita, y'all. I was shaking with the best of them.
So fun.
And I was like, wow, I've never done that. And again, for some people, that at least for me, that was so cool. Hey y'all, hey! Welcome to another episode of Travel Fly Sexy. I'm your co-host Natasha Wilson, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I am your co-host, Jasmine, sincerely Jasmine, owner of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. So today we are very, very excited about this episode, y'all. First of all, if you are not following us on Instagram, you're tripping. Because we both have been, where was it? Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya.
Yes.
And we were posting up a storm about this experience. So today we're finally doing
our deep dive.
The full deep dive.
Yes.
And y'all, just wait on it, okay? But before we get started, a little bit of goddess mail.
As always.
From our inbox to yours, some trending travel topics. Take us away, Jazz.
Yes. And this week, I mean, every week's chaotic, but this week was crazy. And it's funny because I had to go back and rewatch it after I sent it to Tosh, and I was like, oh, this is crazier than I thought because the sound makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
So we'll insert the video here, but ultimately there was a guy who missed his flight. It looked like it was him and his mom or somebody with him.
It was his girlfriend. You just
you never
threw
know.
shade on that lady.
Sorry, auntie. But he got left at the gate. So basically it looked like he was too late. The flight boarded and they closed the gate. So as you know, once that door closed, it does not come back open. And my man was banging on that door.
Child. Like he was not, like the flight departing was not an option for him.
No.
Like he was like, somebody needs to open
up the door.
Like,
but the plane is not there anymore. So the door can open. You're not going anywhere.
Child.
It gets on the phone.
That was the part. He commandeered the gate agent like microphone where they make the announcements like boarding zone 1, boarding zone 2, like nobody was there because this is how long past the flight time.
They were gone. Everybody was gone. He like, security, we need you at gate C10. Security. And it's like this deep Florida accent.
Security.
Sir, it's gone. Your time is over. So don't miss your flights. Like, and it's funny because we talked about that on last episode or the episode before. And I was like, I like to be risky and get there maybe 10 to 15 minutes before boarding.
And we both share that. Like
I'm like kind of, after that video, I'm like, all right, let me give it 20 minutes.
20.
Because God forbid that door be closed on me.
No. Oh my gosh. So that totally happened to me before. What? Oh my gosh. When you just said that, yes. I was going to Bermuda. Yes. And this, like, flying out of JFK via JetBlue, and they opted to depart early.
Excuse me.
And so me and mind you, we're in Philadelphia, guys. If you haven't watched episode 8, episode 8, go back and watch it. We talk all about Philly. But yeah, so I was coming from Philly to JFK, got there already in the nick of time, to be honest, because I had missed my exit. And you know, if you miss your exit around there, bro, you just added 20 minutes to your whole experience. It's not a game. And I missed the exit, so I'm adding all this time. So now we're rushing through, and you know me, don't check a bag.
Exactly, smooth.
But keep in mind, guys, if you don't check a bag, even if you are checked in on your mobile device, if you don't check a bag, they still technically don't know that you are in that airport. So that's a huge, huge, huge thing to consider. So because they don't think we're in the airport because we didn't check a bag, so we didn't go to the gate, they're just assuming we're not coming, and they leave early. That's the wild part, right? So we get to the gate, it's closed, and we're like, we have time. And they're like, we can't open the door once it's closed. And we're like,
gosh.
but we have time. Granted, the time was like within 10 minutes. It was not a lot of time, but they were like, yeah, nah.
We're leaving early.
We're leaving.
So it left?
It left.
Oh my God.
And the next flight was for 4.5 hours later.
Oh
Child, that was the first time I ever missed a flight, and that was very traumatizing. But I learned key things that I'm now sharing with you guys, all right?
Do not be late, because that door, once that door closed, it's closed.
They were like, yeah, we know we're leaving early, but it's a no.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that joke was wild. I just
crazy.
forgot about that until you said that.
Yeah, I was feeling for him. I'm feeling for you too.
Yeah. Well, you know, I made it. I ended up to Bermuda. I missed my first day essentially because, you know, at that point, 4 hours.
It was
turns
done.
into- yeah. And like, we get there in the evening, but we still made it work. Still made it count in that evening. But yeah, girl, early or late.
Yes.
Once that door is
closed,
it's done.
don't be like him.
Woo, child. Well, that being said,
Let's get into it.
because we did not miss our flights to go to see the fabulous Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya.
Oh my gosh, this resort. I have been wanting to go to a Hyatt. So it's the Hyatt Ziva/Zilara brand, which is basically Hyatt's all-inclusive, the newest line under the Hyatt brand. So they've been on my list. Like, I don't care where. I'm like, I need to go to one of these Zilaras to get that experience.
Yeah. So this was a great opportunity, but just real quick, the Hyatt Ziva is also luxury, but it is family friendly.
Exactly.
The Hyatt Zilara is just as luxury, but it is adults only. So that is the difference between the two. So when Jasmine said she was considering either or, she wanted that experience regardless, but just considering if she wanted to see some children or not.
Exactly. So
but
we
yeah,
opted for the adults only.
We opted for the adults only. But honestly, it just kind of opted for us. Like, we were looking at the rates and we were just like, you know, it's not that big of a difference in the pricing.
It was so good.
Let's go for it, right? So where do we start? Because it was so good.
So much. Well, I would say before we even got there, what attracted us to this particular property was that it's the newest property
Very true.
in the Riviera Maya, Mexico area.
Yes. So I believe it's been open for 6 months now.
A little baby.
Little baby. It was previously the 𝗧𝗍𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃.
Yep.
So if you have been to the 𝗧𝗍𝗃𝗃𝗃, then you might be familiar, but they certainly did a lot of renovations, a lot of upgrades, a lot of changes, and it feels new. So that was enticing. We were like, oh, what's this?
We love new.
We love new. Let's check it out. And they did not disappoint.
At all. Oh my
At
gosh.
all. So first things first, I mean, to your point, like before we got there, we always like to shout them out, but our transportation with Royal Transfers Cancun, shameless plug, but they always take care of us.
Yes.
Private transportation. If you have not seen episode 7, go back and watch it and you'll understand my emphasis on private.
Per Tasha's preference.
But I'm going to pay for what I want, okay?
So we going to do Royal every time.
Yes, because I don't have time. Nevertheless, they got us there safely, but the check-in process.
Yes.
So you want to talk a little bit about that experience?
Once we got there, the resort is breathtaking, firstly. So as you're just rolling in, it's like, okay, we're in a movie. Like, it literally looks like one of those resorts that they filmed the Netflix series at.
Oh.
So gorgeous. When we arrive, we get a towel, a cool towel to cool us down, and a welcome drink. Is it an all-inclusive resort without a welcome drink?
Is like, anything without a welcome drink?
An experience without a welcome drink.
Exactly.
It is not. And the welcome drink was good.
It was.
We love when we could brag about it. It's not just a little mimosa.
Yes.
But the check-in experience was so great because when you walk into the resort, it's open. So it's like, you know, basically open flowing. So you catch that warm air. But the check-in process is private in this air-conditioned area.
Yes. And I thought that was great because Jasmine and I both mentioned it. Normally, when you're taken off or whisked away to the private check-in area, typically you have booked a privileged or a diamond club type of room category,
Exactly.
which includes that elevated check-in process. But they, to our surprise, they did not have that. They said that everybody
Experience
is she said something specifically like
everybody's a VIP.
Yeah, like something like that, which was like, oh, okay. So everyone got the treatment of you go into the air-conditioned room, you are greeted, and then you sit down for your check-in experience, and everything is digital on the iPad, and you know, it's a weight off of your shoulders versus you just go stand at a desk, you're still hot, you're in a line, like it's a whole thing. So that was a pleasant welcome and a pleasant start to the experience for sure.
It was seamless.
And yeah, the check-in process was pretty standard. I will say this, y'all. If you go into this resort, have your coins, okay? And I say that not because the resort is expensive, and we'll get to pricing a little bit later, but because the security hold that they put on my Amex, y'all.
I forgot about that because it wasn't my card.
Brace yourself. I think I showed it to you. What was it like?
It was like $458.
Yeah, it was almost $500.
It was close to $500.
Yes, which is like, it is what it is, but I just say that because sometimes that can make or break your experience and your decision to go to that property if you can't cover that security deposit. Yes, they're going to give it back to you at the end of your trip, but if that was your spending money, you may have a problem. Yeah. So therefore, I'm just being transparent. That security deposit was hefty, all right? But nevertheless.
Yeah, I think it was like $458. It definitely was a shocker. And I think we stayed, 3 nights? So it may vary depending on the length of your stay.
Right.
So just keep in mind, because we know all resorts don't always give you like a flat rate when it comes to that security deposit. So this is just the security deposit hold, but it is just short under $500. So that you want to be prepared for that.
Ciao. I was like, oh, okay. Good thing I was prepared.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then the resort aesthetic. So you mentioned when we first walked in, it's open, it's beautiful. You see the ocean. But what I particularly loved about the aesthetic was the neutral tones, if you will. So everything was black, white or cream, and greens, with greens being from the natural scenery.
Exactly.
And I don't know about you, but that just feels like vacation.
It does. It has such a clean, and we always talk about how we love a clean aesthetic, but it literally was such a clean feel. Like it felt like a spa. Like the entire space can feel like a spa based on just the marble and those white tones with the black accents. It was really gorgeous.
It really, really was. So if aesthetic is important to you when you're traveling, this resort checks that box for sure.
Definitely.
Jumping right into what I felt like was the most important thing. Two of the most important things: the food and the drinks.
Period. Period.
Because they did not come to play with the culinary experience or the mixology experience.
Oh my gosh.
And that really sold me. I mean, we can talk about all the great stuff, and we will, but that
was the biggest selling point.
What? Every single morsel I put in my mouth
was amazing. Like, did not disappoint. My favorite part, and again, we're going to dig deeper into like the menus and stuff, was the fact that they had so many options for lunch. That midday option, I feel like in most all-inclusive resorts, you're very limited when it comes to like those midday hours, maybe up until like 6, depending on where you're staying. So like 12 to 6 is like a weird time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I always get up and try to get breakfast, even if it's just something light, because I know 12 to 6, I might not eat.
Yeah,
I might just be
have to
drinking.
fend for my own and get some French fries somewhere from somewhere.
Exactly. Or just like a random sandwich from the cafe or something.
Yeah.
But they had options during that time, like so many options from the outside grill to the beachside bar lounge, which was like, they had buffalo wings, like,
and they were
come on,
good. And buffalo wings,
come on,
like, not
nachos, but like really good options.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they also had the buffet open during that time and a seafood restaurant during that time. Yeah. So, which by the way, that seafood restaurant,
oh my God,
their lunch menu,
everything. That was our first time.
Those mussels on that lunch menu,
mussels.
They were delicious. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, they did not come to play. But to your point, during that 12 to 6 time, where normally you might feel like,
all you can get is
what
a
are
hot
my
dog.
options? Yes. They had options. And then on top of that, the options were delicious.
Yes.
So the culinary experience, amazing. So the property itself had 3 restaurants and the buffet. So a total of 4 dining options for you to choose from. So they had the beachside restaurant, which was kind of a mix of seafood and Mexican. Yes, it was kind of like seafood Mexican. And then they had the Italian restaurant, and then they had the
like a hibachi style where you have that grill or sushi experience. Yeah, but that was really cool.
I was just gonna say that was a unique experience.
I mean, I think most resorts try to give that hibachi experience because it's interactive. But their restaurant had hibachi, it had a sushi bar, and then they still had the a la carte menu, which was completely different from the hibachi and the sushi menu. So it's like a 3-in-1 restaurant.
Which I thought was very unique. And then also just, again, giving you options to experience. So like if you're staying for longer than Jasmine and I stayed for 4 days and 3 nights, but if you're staying for longer and you want some variety, you kind of can get 3 different experiences from one of their restaurants, which is awesome. And then, of course, the buffet, too.
Yeah, which had, like, every night was different. They had,
correct.
Like,
they had
international
themed
night, Mexican night. Like, each night, I believe, they had different cuisines. So.
Yeah. So that was neat, too. And again, it had the nerve to be good, y'all, because we've talked about it in the past where resort food gets a bad rap. And y'all, if you go back, I think it was episode 5 when I was saying this, because we were talking about Jamaica, I think. And I jinxed myself, y'all, full disclosure, because I was like, I've been having stellar culinary experiences at resorts.
Yes.
And then like a week or so after that, we recorded that episode, y'all, I had a terrible resort food experience. So I feel y'all when y'all say it, but this is not the case at Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya.
No.
Okay? Your food and your belly will do what they need to do.
Yes. For sure. Like this is the all-inclusive resort you book for the food.
Correct.
Like, you know, it's not just for the drinks. But
speaking of the drinks,
let's talk about the drinks. Because obviously we love all-inclusive because all of your food and drinks are included.
Correct.
But these drinks weren't just those regular all-inclusive drinks.
Full of sugar.
No, just like,
no.
I can't even think of like a typical all-inclusive drink. I get Miami Vice.
That's
like they
a typical
can't
all-inclusive
drink.
I'm like, they
can't
or sex on the beach.
Yeah, I'm like, just give me something.
Y'all know what I drink if you haven't watched the previous episodes where Jasmine called me insane. I am a tequila with a champagne kind of girl. Yeah. In the same glass.
Same glass. It's crazy.
Thank you very much.
They had that same reaction at this resort as well.
Everybody does.
Like, are you sure? And I'm like, she's sure. But the drink experience was also something that really attracted us to it because their lobby bar, which I can't think of the name. I want to say Social. Okay. The lobby bar, Social. If you go here, you're going to live at the Social bar.
Yes.
But this was also our first stop because they make these unique drinks. Like the experience is not just like quick, easy shake. Here you go.
No. It is mixology, honestly. So we got a chance to meet the head mixologist. Shout out to 𝗚𝗎.
Yes.
We appreciate you. And he, basically was explaining that they took the time to handcraft their cocktail menu and even some of the ingredients that go into the cocktails. So handmade sugar, handmade salt, like all of the cool stuff. And it's like, wow, they really did go all out in terms of creating a menu or a cocktail menu that will exceed expectations rather than, as Jasmine mentioned, just, let me just get a sex on a beach.
Exactly.
Like, even if you order that, they're going to do it their style.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is neat. They also had drinks, the presentation of the drinks.
Yes. Oh my
So like I
gosh.
ordered an old fashioned and it came out in this glass case and it was filled with smoke and they lit it and
Oh my gosh.
it was an experience just to order a drink.
We're going to put a video in
We
here
will
because
absolutely put the
you
video.
have to see what we're talking about
Yes.
because the experience. So Tosh was getting old fashions. I had one, not too adult for me. So let's tone it down.
I can't.
So I got
feel judged.
chocolate espresso martini. If you know me, I am an espresso martini girl.
Yes.
So I got a chocolate espresso martini, and it also was presented in this glass case, which the smoke was infused with cinnamon.
Mhm.
So the cinnamon was like in the cocktail. It was like a smoky cinnamon chocolate espresso martini.
Fabulous.
Yeah, they don't do that at your
They
average
barely do
resort.
that at your neighborhood bar.
Yeah, they barely do that at your like 5-star restaurant.
Exactly.
So the experience, like whatever you wanted, however you wanted, they can make it to your way, or they had, like Tosh mentioned, that menu, which was so perfectly curated by 𝗚𝗎. It was just a special experience.
It really was.
And we were drunk. We were drunk.
It was a good time. It was a good time. But yes, that too, like drinks weren't watered down. Drinks were
At all.
just what you wanted. And in addition to the drinks being what you wanted, the selection of alcohol.
Top shelf.
There was no bottom.
No.
There was no bottom.
Yeah, and that's another thing with all-inclusive resorts. The liquor is usually, bottom shelf, and you're drinking a lot of Wells, tequila, vodka, etc. They had the best tequilas.
Yeah.
Don Julio.
Yes.
What's the fancy bottle? I'm not fancy, y'all. 17, 19.
Oh, 1942. 1942.
They
I had to think about it too.
every variety of that. They also had like bottle service. So if you wanted to purchase like one of the top shelf tequilas, you can purchase that at a discounted price, which I thought was cool.
So every time, I had a shot of tequila, it was Don Julio. It was included.
Yes.
It was Don Julio Blanco. Or you could get Reposado. They had everything.
Yes.
I think the 1942 had a little upcharge, as it should, but the Reposado
Yeah, like everything,
for the
top shelf.
included.
Speaking of included, okay. This resort included everything.
Okay.
Like,
Tell
oh my
them.
gosh. So we spent all of our time on the resort because it has so much to offer.
Yes.
From the restaurants having different offerings to the activities on the resort.
Absolutely.
So usually you do have those non-motorized sports. Unfortunately, they haven't added that yet. Again, 6 months open.
They
so
still
brand
babies.
new. They're still expanding their footprint as far as activities.
But they did mention that they are working to get the contract to do that.
So that should be coming soon.
Yes.
But the beach was beautiful. Tons of chairs and tables and cabanas on the beach. They had hookah.
They had hookah, y'all. For the hookah mommies and gents.
They had hookah. Yeah, the hookah poppies.
The hookah poppies.
The boys be smoking hookah, and I love that for y'all. So for the guys, because really I think this is for y'all. The hookah and your whiskey or whatever, like old-fashioned, like such a vibe. And they had like a little hookah lounge area.
Did. Yep.
Because there is a new law where smoking is prohibited on most of the resorts in Mexico. So they have a certain area where they, have it where it works,
where you can smoke.
legally.
Yes, legally, exactly.
But you can buy hookah. That's not included, but I think that's such a dope add-on to be able to go downstairs and get hookah at the all-inclusive resort.
Period. Yes,
So,
I think it was a $49 charge, and you can just charge it to your room.
Exactly.
And, take care of it at checkout, or it can come off that $500 security deposit.
Exactly.
But either way, $49 was very reasonable for your hookah and your hookah experience in the designated area. But the area was cute. Like, it wasn't just like go ahead, go sit over there. It was cute.
Right.
So that was dope too. Yes, I forgot about the hookah.
That was so good.
Dang, yo, this show is so good.
Yeah,
okay. Well, speaking of things to do now, we can totally jump into that because We did mention that they don't necessarily have the motorized or non-motorized sports on property, but they do have a designated excursions desk.
Yes.
So you can totally, in the lobby, so you don't got to go too far. In the lobby, you can go to the desk, and if you are seeking to do something off property, they will help you get set up with your tours and excursions off site.
Exactly.
So that's great. But if you're like Jasmine and I, and you wanted to just stay on the property the whole time, like we did, there were cool things to do on site. So my favorite thing to do that we did, and I'll let you tell it too, was the wine tasting experience, guys.
Crazy.
A wine tasting on your resort included, y'all.
Yes.
Come on now. Stop
no additional cost.
No additional cost. And good wines,
Great
too.
wines. An actual licensed sommelier.
Yes.
Like, knew what she was talking about.
She was dope.
Shout out to Fernanda.
Yes, she was awesome.
So if you do stay here and you choose to do the wine tasting, again, it is included. So if it's on one of the days that you're there, it's about maybe 40 minutes to an hour. Like,
yeah, I think it was about an hour. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a cute little sample in and out, like just come taste some wine, get out. No, we learned about wines. We learned about Mexican wines. We learned about the oldest winery in the world.
Yeah, I think it was like from 15 something.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
So we learned so much. Like, it was one of the best wine tasting classes I've ever taken.
It was very, very both informative and also a great experience. And again, our sommelier and even the couple that we shared it with, shout out to Emily and Carlston, it was just great.
It was a great vibe.
And it was in the wine cellar. Like, it wasn't just like a wine tasting in a random room. It was in the wine cellar of the Italian restaurant. You got the full child, please.
And if you participated in the wine tasting, you got discounted rates on if you wanted to purchase a bottle of wine later that evening, whichever restaurant you chose to stay at.
Yes.
If you signed up for the wine tasting, you get a discount on either your glasses of wine or bottles of wine that day. So I thought that was really cool too.
And we totally took advantage of it because that one wine, I think it was the Mexican wine.
Yes. So good.
So good.
So good.
And these are like top tier options. So if wine's your thing or just experiences is your thing, honestly,
you got to do it.
You should definitely sign up. And you do need to sign up for these. So there is a concierge desk on the main level of the resort lobby, like this when you go down, and they sign you up for all of these additional activities, but you do have to sign up. You can't just pull up. All right.
Exactly. And you'll get a schedule of things that's going on, and there's like TVs throughout the resort that will kind of list what's going on, and you can decide if you want to sign up.
Right.
Another great offering that we loved was they had a mixology class.
Yo.
Like, what?
This experience.
A mixology class on resort with 𝗚𝗎, who was, again, the head mixologist of the resort, who created that menu for the social bar. So he told us all about the menu, how he created it, how he came up with some of the recipes. And then we got to make his signature smoky margarita.
Y'all, I made a margarita.
It was so
I was
cute.
like, y'all want me to do this? Because if we on episode 9 now, y'all. Y'all already know I really don't like to do much. I'm very dainty. I'm just like, I work hard, but I don't want to work hard. All right, I work hard because I got to, but I'm waiting till I don't have to. So nevertheless, I was like, y'all want me to make this margarita? I tried to pass it off to Jasmine, and she was just like, you got it.
I'm gonna record.
I made a margarita, y'all. I was shaking with the best of them.
So fun.
And I was like, wow, I've never done that. And again, for some people, that at least for me, that was so cool.
Because say that you got to just add that to a list of things you've never done. Like,
yes, because I'm never going to be a bartender, y'all. But I got to make a margarita at Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya thanks to that experience.
Yes. So that's a must do. If you're at the resort, you have to take the mixology class. Like, it's informative, but you also get to kind of dive right into that immersive cocktail experience that they have. So it's like, why not be a part of it? Because we also got to do the smoke in the little like glass case that we were talking about. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, that was neat. Oh, I made a margarita, y'all.
Shout out to 𝗚𝗎, and also we got to shout out Sergio. Sergio is a bartender at the social bar in the lobby.
Is the bartender.
Shout out to Sergio. So definitely, if you go, you gotta visit Serge.
Tell him Jasmine and Natasha sent you and that they said hello. He will
Crazy
know.
so.
He will know. He was great. What else on things to do? I mean, so those are things to do on property.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, keep in mind that you are in Riviera Maya.
Yes.
So you are in proximity to some of the other areas that people enjoy when they touch down in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So proximity-wise, you're about 20 minutes from Playa del Carmen, which if you've gone back and listened to past episodes, you know we love Playa del Carmen. We love its proximity, its vibes, and its energy. And they have a lot of great restaurants, a full strip, Fifth Avenue, which I've compared to U Street in DC.
U Street, right?
Yeah, U Street in DC, because it's that lit. And there's just so much to do. So that's only 20 minutes from your resort if you do desire to get off property. What else?
We're about an hour, 45 to an hour from Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's approximately how long the drive was from the airport, about 45 minutes. But if you want to dive into like the Cancun party area,
right,
about an hour away. Yeah. So if you do want to go back to like the Cancun strip and turn up, or even if you want to do excursions in Cancun, it's an hour away.
Yeah. And then of course, go all the way back to episode 1 for the Tulum tea,
yes.
But it's also an hour approximately from Tulum as well. So you could totally do a day to Tulum trip or even an evening Tulum trip, and get your Tulum in while still staying at the Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya.
Definitely.
Can't beat it, okay?
Yeah, you kind of like in the middle of everything.
You are, and it's so great because you're also at this great resort, y'all. I'm trying to tell you.
I can't, like, we planned, so we didn't plan. This was one of those ones where like, do we want to go off resort and do stuff?
Yeah.
Or do we want to stay on resort? Let's go with the flow.
Yeah.
So we actually went with the flow this time, and the flow just kept us on the resort.
The flow kept us afloat, okay?
It was too lit. The resort was too lit.
Yeah. But I will say, if you are someone who's still kind of nervous or just kind of navigating new territory as it pertains to travel, and you're not quite certain you want to get off property yet, this is a great option for that. As Jasmine mentioned, we normally are like very regimented. We're like, okay, this is our resort day. Okay, this is our off-site day. Mm-hmm. All right, the other days are travel days. Boom, let's make it happen. And we specifically said, let's just see. And it worked out. We did not know what to expect at this property. But again, it exceeded our expectations. I was with my friend the other night and she was just like, you made Hyatt Zilara look so good. And I stopped her and I was like, because so it was.
Like, it's so good. It
like,
really is.
I didn't do anything extra. It did everything.
Yes. And the fact that they're new, it can only get better.
Yeah.
So like by the time you guys hear this and then consider going, it's probably going to be like 10 times better.
Absolutely. So just maybe a couple of Hyatt Zilara travel tips to keep in mind. Go ahead, you go.
So, well, I think this was something we also tapped in before we got there, the app.
Yes.
So upon check-in, they will give you a QR code so you can get the app on your phone. Mm-hmm. We would suggest downloading the app because it houses the data on what's going on there. Like, so it's the daily activities. Yep. They do different like activities in the water. So if you want to like maybe do like a workout class or something, that'll be listed there. The restaurants. Yep. So the hours, which was something that we didn't
missed.
take heed of. But you have all of the hours for the restaurants right at your fingertips.
Yeah. The app was cool. You can also, secure a cabana if you wanted to reserve a cabana at some point during your stay. You can do that in the app. So it's a great resource. But of course, you also will be able to ask and have the support of anybody on site if you prefer that human-to-human interaction. Exactly. The service there at that resort was phenomenal, like A1. So there's that. Also, another tip, do the spa. Okay. I know that's sometimes just not everybody's jam, and that's fine. Like, I pick and choose sometimes where I want to go to the spa on my vacation, or if I don't, this one, do the spa. Okay.
It's a must.
It's a must. And let me tell you why. It's a must for multiple reasons. Yes, the experience itself was wonderful. Our masseuses were beautiful ladies, and they took care of us. That's great. Cool. But then also the aesthetic of this spa, okay? If you're just wanting to get content,
it's worth it. Just going.
Just go to the spa. Like y'all know I talk about every episode, content, because that's what we do, right? That's the age that we're in. This will give you that, okay? Make sure you go to Jasmine's page because she's been posting some great content at the spa because she was enjoying the content portion of the spa.
Yeah.
I took a whole deep dive, literally into the hydrotherapy after our massages. Guys, I submerged myself from head to toe. Like head, I was all the way in there in the cold plunge, y'all. I don't know who I thought I was that day, but I just felt one with the universe and I did the entire circuit and so I have no content. Okay?
I got in jacuzzi and I was like, this real cute. But the hydrotherapy was included in if you do purchase a massage service. Like if you want a massage or a facial service, it will include a session or two with the hydrotherapy. So that is like one of the most beautiful like setups I've seen for hydrotherapy. So pretty. Obviously, you know, with hydrotherapy, you have like different sessions. You do like I don't know what the circuit is. But
sauna. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's
like
a whole thing. But the way this flow was, is set outside. Like, oh my God, breathtaking. If you are not a spa person, make yourself a spa person
when you
for
come
this resort.
Exactly.
And they offer discounted spa services upon check-in. So, you know, take advantage of that upon your check-in, but definitely stop by the spa while you're there. It's a must.
Absolutely. Another tip, and we mentioned this already, but I'm going to reiterate it. Ask for the smoke show when you're at the lobby bar, all right? Not saying that they won't, but just in case it's busy and they just kind of make your cocktail. If you want to see the whole light show and presentation, just make sure you ask, hey, I want that with the smoke show. And then they'll take care of you. Otherwise, you know, if it's a slower time, then they'll likely just do it. But busy times, you might have to just make sure you, let me get that smoke show, Sergio.
And I believe the specialty menu is also in the app. So the cocktail menu, so you know how it's served. You can kind of deep dive into the app and get a better understanding of that, because I was like, which drinks do y'all make fancy? And they were like, what do you mean?
Like the way we ask for stuff and the way that they interpret stuff is like,
but we got there, and once we got there, it was amazing.
Which drinks you make fancy?
Oh
my goodness. Oh, the other thing, speaking of drinks, they had a bicycle.
Oh yes.
That you could basically make a cocktail on. So the bicycle does not actually go anywhere, but when you pedal,
it blends.
So you're making your frozen cocktail. Ciao.
Just
go
experience
to the
after
resort.
experience on this resort. And like before, because like at this point, I'm like, wait, before we jump into the next segment, we forgot to mention karaoke. There was karaoke. Tosh did karaoke.
I did, y'all.
But I just thought that was so cool that they offered a karaoke night on resort. And the sports bar had snacks. And like, it was just so much.
This sports bar is not your average sports bar.
No.
Let me say, this sports bar is, shout out to the design team at this resort.
Yeah, they killed it.
This sports bar was so luxurious and elevated. And you're like, it's like, here's a lounge. Oh, and by the way, there's some TVs here if you want it. Like, it was not so it was for the girls, it was for the guys, it was for the couples. It was beautiful. It had, the light fixtures were diamonds, like maybe rhinestones, whatever, but they were large diamond at a sports bar. No, this is not a sports bar. It's labeled that, but it's not that. And I loved that.
Okay, speaking of aesthetics, this is the last thing, y'all, because we can go on and on and on.
I know, y'all.
The cafe aesthetic was so cute. Like the coffee shop, y'all know I love coffee. So the coffee shop, also one of the latest open things on the resort. I think they closed like 11 p.m. So if you wanted like a late snack, they had gelato, sandwiches, pastries, obviously an array of coffees and teas. But it was so cute. Like we sat in there and worked like every morning to like kind of, you know, get some stuff off before we explored the resort. And it was just so cute.
Because don't just think we travel, y'all. We work.
We be working.
We work every day. We just find a healthy balance. All right. Thank you.
So what was your favorite thing? I know, like We could just go on and
I
on.
know.
It's so hard.
Sidebar, shout out to the churro cart that was in front of the cafe every morning with fresh churros being made.
Oh my God.
My favorite thing. Yikes. Okay.
It's hard.
And usually my favorite thing comes pretty quickly. So you already know that's even more a testament to why this is so good. I think my favorite thing had to be the wine tasting experience. I just thought that was such a unique offering at a resort that I had not seen before. And I've been at some really great properties, but I was just like, wow, a whole wine tasting, not a half a wine tasting, a whole wine tasting. That was awesome to me. Like, there's so many things that I could talk about, but that was the first thing that popped in my head and the most thing that popped out to me.
It was unique.
Yes.
I just did a TikTok on the wine tasting because I'm like, this was its own experience.
I'm slacking on my content from this. Oh my gosh, I gotta get my life.
Make sure y'all follow us on TikTok.
Period.
My favorite thing, I would say, let's be true to me, it's the food. The food was
let's be true to me.
The food was my favorite thing. Mussels on an all-inclusive resort, like shrimp. We had buffalo wings, not like everything was great. The Italian restaurant, the food was the best. Oh my God, y'all! I had this pear salad. The pears were like soaked in like a merlot.
Yes,
with goat cheese and like these like
it was
cinnamon
so
pecan. Like what? Like speaking my language. Food is my love language. And I fell in love with the Hyatt Zilara because of the way they presented the food. So definitely the food for me.
Yeah. So real quick before we jump or close it out, just want to mention pricing because this property is currently 6 months old. It's still a baby. And their rates are definitely saying, hey, we're new and we just want people to come and experience us.
Yes.
So I looked it up and just in the fall for 2 adults, all inclusive at this adults only property that we just gave you the full tea on, it was coming in at $390 a night. Per night. That's for 2 people, all inclusive. That's not per person.
Yes.
So really understand that, like, for a 4-night stay, you could do that for just basically under $1,000 for the 2 of you and get this incredible experience. Like, I think they could easily charge more.
Oh yes.
Easily charge more, and rightfully so. So right now is a perfect time to get in and experience Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya adults only, Mexico's newest adults only, because inexpensive.
Yes, and the price is going to go up. Y'all, one thing we going to tell y'all before the price get there, we're going to try to get y'all over there. The price is going to go up.
Yesterday's price will not be today's price.
And if you compare the pricing to other Ziva and Zilara properties, you will see that this is the cheapest. They will offer this luxury adults only all-inclusive option. So if you're looking to get that adults only, firstly, that's an extra ticket.
Yes, normally that's already going to be more
Exactly. So if you want that experience, I would say this is the resort to get it at that price.
Oh, child, literally we could go on and on. Yes. But for the sake of time, we shall move on from Hyatt Zilara, but I feel like we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Because y'all need to go. So let us know when y'all go. And if you need help trying to go.
Yeah.
I think now is a good time for our shameless plug.
There we go. So
let us help.
If you don't know, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next unforgettable vacation experience to life. So if you would like to go to the Hyatt Zilara, or if you would like to go anywhere in the world, Jasmine and I and our team of agents are your go-to to make it happen. Period. Which is the perfect segue into the traveling travel agent. Because y'all already know we be outside.
Yes.
But we also want you to be outside. So this week's travel deal of the week is a 6-day, 5-night stay in Dubai. Because y'all know we love Dubai. In early October, with American Airlines flights, y'all, because even though we love A Spirit and a Frontier, go back and check out the episode prior. We know that there are other airlines and we shall support them too. So with American Airlines flights from PHL, and staying at a 4-star accommodation, the Hyatt Place Dubai Jumeriah. And just real quick, if you don't know, when you see Jumeriah in the title of that hotel, it's an experience because it's on the Palm Jumeirah, all right? Everything over there is giving luxury times 1,000, all right? So if that name is in the title,
you see that?
You good, all right? So all of that is happening, right? 6 days, 5 nights, American Airlines flights, staying in Palm Jumeirah for $1,250 per person, y'all.
To Dubai.
I saw a flight yesterday to Dubai for $1,196.
A flight to Dubai is going to run you at least $1,000 to $1,500. $1,250
for all of it. Your flight, your hotel, staying on the Palm Jumeirah. Just so you know, the Palm Jumeirah is where Beyonce's hotel is. Because we don't know the name of the hotel. It's Beyonce's hotel.
That new Beyonce hotel. This might be the new Beyonce hotel.
Y'all, like, come on. No, it's called an Atlantis. I'm being dramatic. But y'all, for $1,250 per person, stop playing. So normally when we feature our deals, we typically try to select the ones that are part of our standard travel deal offerings so that you guys can easily just click and go explore them. But lately, our premium deals have been showing out.
Okay,
they've been dealing, all right? So this one is one of our premium deals, and we will make sure that we drop the link in the description, all in the show notes. But we do offer a premium membership with our services that is $9 a month, y'all. And it allows you to get access to some of these really, really, really great deals. So y'all listen in the past, you know, we talk about, Miami and Houston and the small things, but like this right here, you understand why this is premium. Stop playing, all right?
Dubai, come on.
So take a look at the link in the bio, or not in the bio, but in the show notes, and sign up for premium and get access to some of these real good Johns.
Period.
And they do brunch in Dubai, Jasmine, in case you were wondering.
Y'all already know what time it is.
Y'all know what time it is.
Time to get brunchy. So this week's brunch abroad, we're keeping it domestic, is in New Orleans, which I need to get back to soon.
Same.
So if y'all know, NOLA do not play about the food, and this place is similar, Up and Adam in New Orleans. So it's literally Up and Adam,
like the name
Adam.
Okay.
Clever. This is a Black-owned, and if I'm not mistaken, I do believe it is a couple who owns the restaurant. I'll do a little more research and put it in the show notes. But the food was so good. Like, we talking crawfish, catfish, grits, like
too hungry for these conversations.
Biscuits, like real Southern. Real Southern. But they also have mimosas, which, that's why we go to brunch, to get drunk.
To get drunk.
So they have a mimosa like flight where they, I believe it's like a bottle, and then you get 4 different drinks to pick from. And their mimosas weren't regular mimosas. They had liquor in them. So that's
this is not just champagne. They had my drink.
Literally your drink with juice.
Yep.
So they make Tosh like mimosas. And that's what stuck out for me. So Up and Adam in New Orleans is this week's brunch abroad.
Yes, we really need to go back to NOLA.
Yes, NOLA.
We gotta plan a trip.
The food in NOLA.
It's always the food. Like, you go to New Orleans for the food, the drinks, the hangout, and the vibes.
The
like
vibes
that,
and the food.
That's culture down there. But
Yes.
that food. Oh, Lord Jesus.
NOLA, we will be back.
We will be back, NOLA. All right, last but not least, before we close it out today, is the question of the day, which my favorite part, because it allows you to get an idea of who we are as travelers and our preferences, and then it allows us to get to know you guys. So, question of the day, Jasmine. Are you going for the beach vacation all the time? Or are you a city getaway kind of girl?
No brainer for me. Big city girl.
I knew it.
Big city girl vibes at bad summer. I don't like the beach. I love all-inclusive experiences, which often come with a beach. So when it comes to, getting the bang for my buck, y'all know I'm cheap. I'm going to go, I'll take the beach. But you'll notice if you like follow me, you don't see me on the beach very frequently. Like I'm not an on the beach kind of girl. I will totally take the city, dinner, happy hour type of vibes over the beach.
I knew it. I was like, maybe
City
she'll
girl for
surprise
life.
me, but city girls,
We up.
For me, it is 100% the beach vacation. I love to just be like, even if I go to a beach destination, but I don't actually go to the beach or lay on the beach, I'm still fine. If I can look out and see the ocean, hear the waves, look at the sand, put my toes in the sand, I am so happy. That is a kid in the candy store on day one of opening, okay? So beach vacation for me all day, every day. And honestly, I can't get enough of Mexico. I keep going back.
You can't go wrong.
And you can't go wrong. Like, I know this, in case we didn't say it, this resort, we said Riviera Maya, but in case you don't know, Riviera Maya is in Mexico.
Back at Mexico.
And we love it. And it's so easy, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a person who just needs a quick getaway, like we did, 4 days, 3 nights.
Yes.
Just want to see some beach, some ocean, some sand. Mexico. Okay? I'm the biggest cheerleader. Visit Mexico. Give me a call. Because I love it. So yeah, beach getaway for me.
Okay, well, y'all let us know if it is the beach or the city for you. Comment below. Let us know if you're a city girl like me or a beach girl like Tosh.
Period. That's our episode.
Period. Thanks for tuning in to episode 9.
Yo,
We're 9, y'all.
We're almost got 10 in. We so cool.
Definitely make sure you like, subscribe,
Yes.
comment, engage with our videos on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Absolutely. And please, 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 if you can, leave us a review. We definitely appreciate that feedback. Thank you to those that have already left us reviews. We see you. We adore you. And thank you for that feedback. It was so great. Or if you want to give us some feedback and suggestions on what you'd like to hear, what topics you wish for us to discuss, you can totally DM us at 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗍, as Jasmine mentioned on the platforms, or you can send us an email, info@𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗍.com.
Period. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
I know. I'm like, I just want to keep talking about Hyatt Zilara Riviera Maya. But until next time, guys, bye.